Welcome to Across the Pond Sports Network's golf podcast. I'm Craig. I'm flying solo today. Eric and Logan are busy doing other things. As we've touched on in the show, Eric's starting a golf business at the moment, trying to get that off the ground. So what I have done today is go out and find a guest who has started a golf business from the ground up, UK based, and we're just going to shine a bit of light on some of the businesses that are out there, show another kind of side to the golf industry. So I'm joined today by Wayne from AirDrop Golf. Wayne, it's good to have you on, and thanks for making the time to come on.
Great to be here, Craig. Looking forward to it.
Good. We'll start off dead easy then. Tell me a bit about Wayne. How you got started, your life's. On you go.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been playing golf for since I was about 13. So long time. Captain the junior team, played Palarat, worked my way up all the way through. But I guess for anybody, other things start to take over, like family, work, and all that sort of stuff. So I had a little bit of a break from golf, but then have recently come back to it again, especially with the business starting.
Yep.
So absolutely loving it at the moment. Not loving the weather and the plugged golf balls, but I'm loving the golf.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I hate losing them, honestly. And then since I'm an accountant, that was my day job before I started AirDrop Golf. It sort of still is to some extent. And obviously AirDrop Golf, I'm trying to get that to take over a little bit more. And that's about it, really. I mean, I live in the southwest of the UK.
Good.
Golfer-wise, I play off 5. Oh. So I'm okay. I can hit it, but whether I find it afterwards is another question.
What's the weak part of the game?
It was always the driving, but that's getting better.
Right.
But I think what everyone probably relates to is the fact if you've had a bit of a break from golf, your short game starts to go.
Yeah.
And then you get frustrated because your chipping and putting isn't quite what it used to be.
Yeah.
But then I'm not also spending the time practicing it. So that's probably the weak part.
Yeah. We spoke about that in the podcast last night. I think it was when we did our recording. It's easy enough to kind of step away from the game and then pick up driving, because you can come back into it, you can put a ball down on a tee and you can just lace it down the middle or off to the right, in my case, most of the time. But you never really forget that. But it's the short game that that's where you lose the most shots, and it's where people are rusty. And we've kind of found that recently where we've been watching the live stuff, and we were discussing Anthony Kim last night about him coming back and having stepped away from the game for 12 years. He steps on the tee and he can hit a decent ball from there, but it's just all these short shots, chip shots around the green, putting and things that kind of the finer skills that you lose once you've stepped away. So
definitely the pros, because it's going to be emphasized massively, isn't it? For us, we can sort of get away with it, but for him, he's going to struggle.
No, that's definitely the worst part of my game is is the short game. See, from like 100 yards, I can be like 5 or 6 shots to get down. So I'm playing off at 18 at the moment. Lowest I've ever been is 15. So this is the year. I keep telling myself that every year, but this is the year that I'm going to make an attempt to get myself down to a decent kind of playing handicap. So
what is the aim?
What is the aim?
Yeah,
a sensible aim would be 12. In my head, I'm going 7, 8, something like that. 10 shots off. I made some stupid prediction last year that was easy. If I practiced enough, I'd be able to get down to 4, and I was off of 16 at the time, so there was no chance of that happening. But I think you've got to set lofty ambitions, otherwise you never get anywhere. So we'll keep persevering with that one, and we'll see how that pans out at the end of the year. So you said you played a lot of junior golf then, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Well, I think I started when I was between 11 and 13, around then. And one of those juniors where your mum drops you off at the course, you're there until 7 or 8 o'clock, and then she comes to try and find you, and you're still out on the golf course. So I was one of those. 36 holes in a day, no problem. That's where all the mates were. Yeah. So if you grow up at the golf course, you meet people, and it's fun.
That's the friends for life, eh? But the whole get a game of golf in the morning, get in and have something to eat at lunchtime, and then back out again in the afternoon, and then you have to be dragged off the course.
Yeah, chipping green for a bar of chocolate, a chipping contest for a bar of chocolate or something. One of those.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you really test your short game, when you've got
the pressure on a bar of chocolate. When you're a junior, It's big.
Yep, exactly. And the bragging rights, eh?
Yeah.
I'm chipping champion this week, so that's definitely a big one to have. So yeah, he played a bit of junior golf, and then, as we all do, we grow up, we get married, we have families, real jobs take over, and then we get to the point where kind of golf something has to give, and it is normally golf. We're going to look at doing some highlighting some kind of junior golf in this on the way forward this year, because they're certainly up in Scotland. I was a junior convener for my local golf club, and trying to get juniors in was really difficult. A good number of years ago, we had a really good team, and it was all the guys that got dropped off every day of the summer holidays and were there all day, that made up the team and ended up going away and representing Scotland in like World Championships and stuff like that. So that is possible, but I don't know. I think golf at the moment for juniors is kind of a second sport. They're all doing something else, and golf's just something that they do as a bit of hobby, or they get dragged along with their parents. So yeah, the plan going forward is to try and shine a bit of light on junior golf, and particularly for Scotland, because we don't seem to have the same number of good golfers coming out of Scotland that we used to, and I want to kind of get into the nuts and bolts as to why that's happening. But
it's got to be partly, I mean, you're looking at the modernisation of golf, aren't you? And I think that's going to help junior all the way through to teenager and early 20s, because we're starting to see better golf clothing, like music on the golf course. You got Liv coming through with those team events. Like, as this starts to filter down, hopefully that's going to help improve as well. Yeah,
because it gets away from the kind of stuffy atmosphere that is associated with a number of golf clubs and always has been. So if you do start letting kids come in, and if they want to wear a hoodie on the golf course, they wear a hoodie on the golf course. It's not the end of the world. You'll still get the old guard that maybe think that's wrong, and that wasn't the way they were brought up. But if they want to grow numbers and they want to get younger people involved and keep them involved, then times have got to change. So I guess obviously with juniors coming in, and more younger people taking up the golf, that's where brands like yourself would come in, that provide something a bit different for different for people. So just want to give us a quick history of AirDrop Golf then, and how you've got to the point that you're at now.
Yeah, sure. And I think you're spot on, because it is certainly the younger demographic that are looking at AirDrop Golf. There are some slightly older ones as well, but it mostly appears to the younger ones. And how I got into it, I suppose I was underprepared on the golf course. So even as a junior, I'd play loads and loads of golf, but I wouldn't have the budget to go and buy loads of golf clothing. And the amount of times that I've been on the course, it starts to lash down with rain, and then you're just soaked through. You don't have the right equipment. Your playing mates are just like, "What are you doing? Go get some stuff." And so that carried on. And then as I got older, I suppose the problem was I didn't have the time to go shopping for stuff. So I still didn't have, even I had money, I didn't have the golf stuff that I needed in terms of new gloves, balls, pullovers, rain gear, that type of stuff.
Yep.
So I did the standard, go on eBay, have a look what was on there. And it was just a minefield of stuff. And I just thought I'd buy a few bits. And as I started to buy them, I thought, well, none of this stuff goes together. It's not great quality. I just want someone to do this for me.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend went and got Glossy Box. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
So it's like a selection of, makeup, and it's just all curated for them, sent over, and they can try it. And if they like it, then they go and buy some more. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could have that in the golf industry? And at the time, there was nothing. So I went to go and sign up for something. I thought, well, there's nothing here. It's a problem for me. It's probably a problem for a lot of other people as well. So then that's where I created AirDrop Golf. So it's more for, the busy person, someone perhaps with a young family or busy professional life, someone who wants something a little bit different and wants the excitement of getting golf clothing through the post each month. Because there is nothing more exciting than getting a mystery box of golf clothing when you're not quite sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be good quality stuff.
Yeah. Yep. I suppose that in that there's a bit of pressure on you guys to get that right as well, isn't it? So, just talk us through the kind of process of if I'm starting from scratch and I'm going to be ordering from you guys, how it works.
So the best thing to do would be to go to the website, which is www.airdropgolf.com. And then what you do is click on subscribe, and then it takes you through a questionnaire. And on the questionnaire, there'll be things like your style preference. So you mentioned there's people out there that are more traditional, you know, they'll wear the polos and the old-fashioned stuff, whereas we might have people that want the hoodies, and that's probably more of an athletic range. So we've got those 4 different styles, and if you're not sure, there's articles to support it. So go to the blog section, have a look, work out what style you are, and then follow it through in terms of what your sizes are, how often you want to box. And then what we do is we go away and design them, but we don't do it ourselves. We do design boxes ourselves, but we will meet with the reps. So for example, in, you know, next season, maybe winter coming up, I'll meet with an Adidas rep and say, look, what's happening? And then we'll design outfits for the 4 different style preferences.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll design something for the athletic, the mixed, the traditional, and then there's also a loud preference as well. So that's probably your louder, brighter colors, bigger patterns. And then we'll design the boxes around it. So the accessories to make sure, okay, well, maybe we've got a 2-part outfit here, which we can then send over 2 boxes. But let's put a cap with it. Let's put some belts with it. You know, let's give some balls in there because people are probably starting to lose balls. If it's going into the winter, we will also tailor it to the time of the year.
Yep.
So we might start to look at indoor training aids, such as like putter returners or putting mats, you know, chipping nets, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So
I certainly like it. As I say, I came across you on Instagram. One of my neighbours had purchased from you, and he was like, "Have you ever looked at these AirDrop Golf?" So I went on, had a look there, and I thought that is a good idea. It is a bit different. I sometimes don't know what I want to buy when it comes to these golf products, and there's a lot of them that do kind of look the same. So it did definitely take the kind of guesswork out of trying to put an outfit together. I think from memory, I went for, what was your 4? Give me the 4 categories again.
You got athletic, traditional,
yeah,
mixed, and then loud.
I think I might have been mixed. I got the white
Possibly,
belt.
Yeah.
I was a white belt come with a mixed. Probably.
What did it come with?
A Nike polo shirt. Well, I'm going to do a review. I've done a review, so I'm going to post that. So I'll not ruin the surprises. But I was very happy with the items that came, and I thought for value for money for it as well. As you said, it's good quality items that you're producing. It's not just anything seems to be chucked in a box. There was clearly given to what was going in. So
I think one of the things that was important to me when I started it was to be consistent.
Yeah,
because I thought to myself, I don't want to subscribe to a box where you're just going to send me some random brands I've never heard of. The quality isn't very good. So I wanted to make sure that we were dealing with the top brands, which took a bit of time, because you go to people like Nike and Adidas and you say, look, I've got 20 subscribers. They'll say, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So it took a bit of time to get in with them. But once you got in with them, now I can send top brands all the time. And then with some of the accessories, you know, we're a little bit more experimental because it's quite nice to receive some different stuff. Like if, for example, you get a new driver head cover or glove from a brand you never heard of. But these are the smaller things that you quite like to get all this different stuff.
Yeah.
Because your mates are going to be like, what's that? That looks really cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you know, if you like certain brands, because some people will only like certain brands, we tell you what's coming up for next month. So you can then go into your members area, you get like a login area, and then you can control your subscription. So you can say, okay, I do like Nike next month. I'm going to stick with it. So you know it's Nike, but you don't know what it's going to be.
Yep.
So you still get that excitement of not knowing what it's going to be, but you know you're going to like the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, if you don't like it, you can just skip it.
Yeah. Well, it must have been a Nike one I had, because I had the Nike polo top. The Nike polo shirt. And it came with a pitchfork that was the...
You can't give it away. You said you're not going to...
Oh, yeah, I know, but I can't help myself. So, yes, there was a very nice pitch mark repairer, which has been snaffled by a member of my family who is a bit of a Nike obsessed. I was like, well, I quite like that. I'm going to take it. So I did lose the marker, but yeah, like I said, I thought it was well planned out. Including the magazine as well, I think is a good touch, because that kind of gives a bit for everybody as well, and it gives you something to keep looking at for the rest of the month.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you something to do straight away, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's quite nice.
Yeah. So no,
especially especially the conditions we've been having, because it's a struggle to get out there. And once you get this box, you will want to just go straight out and use the stuff and wear the gear.
Yeah.
But obviously we've got summer coming up, so there's loads of opportunities to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, there's different tariffs as well, isn't there? So there's different boxes. You want to just quickly give us a bit of a rundown on those?
Yeah, we started off with one tariff, which, you know, one box, which is the birdie box, and that's £60. But what we found was that people wanted some more premium stuff. So then we went to the Eagle box, which is £80. So in that, you get at least £100 worth of value, but generally get more. Whereas with the birdie box, you pay 60, you get at least 75. But again, you're probably going to get more than that. And then there's a style box, which is just clothing, because some people thought, okay, I like the clothing, but I don't want the equipment. So we did that. That was £40, and you're going to get a little bit more in terms of value. And then what we just released was the equipment only box, which is only £20. So it's £19.99. And that's going to give you all the sort of accessories you need, like, you know, caps, belts, balls, gloves, all that type of stuff, which you're going to need to play golf, but you just don't get the clothing.
Yeah.
And the great thing is you can be on one and you can just skip over to the other one. Because I appreciate that, you know, for example, if you're getting clothing every month, you might decide, actually, well, golf wardrobe is getting there. You know, that's the goal. And I want to swap back down to the equipment only box.
Yeah.
And you just do that in your members area, and you switch it, and you're done.
Yeah.
And then you can treat yourself for your birthday.
Yeah, and as you said, you can do 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months, isn't it? So you can then change the subscription to, I'm all right over this summer. I know you've maybe got, as you said, a brand that's coming out that somebody maybe wouldn't wear, so I'll skip this month and I'll go on to the next one. It's not like you're contracted to that every single month.
Yeah, exactly. You could be on, for example, in summer, you might be on every month. And then if you're not playing so much in the winter, you switched every quarter.
Yeah.
And then even if you don't want the box 3 months down the line, you just skip that month. So again, It's completely flexible in terms of how often you want it. You can change it anytime. It's also cancel anytime as well. So we're not tying anybody in. You know, a lot of boxes will say you have to be in there for at least 3 to 6 months. Whereas we say, here's the first box. If you don't like it, send it back. We'll give you a refund, and you can cancel anytime.
Yeah.
We don't want people holding stuff which they don't want. We want happy customers.
Good. So apart, obviously that would be one of the reasons, but what else do you think kind of sets you apart from the competition then?
I mean, the 4 different style options is different, because you'll look at the other description boxes, you literally just put in your sizes and then that's it. They'll send you a box, but you're not putting in, you know, how often you play golf, what type of putt have you got, what style preference are you?
Yeah.
These are all things that help us build a picture in terms of who you are, and then we can tailor the box a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's one thing, but the other thing is just the flexibility. You know, you're going to get top brands. You're going to know what's coming up, so you can skip months. You can change the frequency. You can swap between products, and you can cancel any time. It's just completely flexible. Whereas a lot of these other subscriptions are every month. You don't know what's coming up, and you can't send anything back.
Yeah. No, that all sounds good. So, you've already touched on how you put the boxes together. You got the box there, so you can hold it up and let everybody see the now famous orange boxes.
Yeah, famous. There you go.
Yeah. How did you come on sending them on those? I watched a few videos of some of the other folk, and I've seen people with bags. And then you've obviously now moved on to the orange boxes. Was that just a design thing, or is that more for, this is our brand, we are the orange box company, and this is how you're?
Well, we started with the orange boxes, and we still send the first delivery out in the orange box, and then it's really just the Eagle guys to get it after.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, one of the reasons is because it costs more for a box, obviously. Yeah. But the other thing we found is that when we were sending this out in the winter, they got wet.
Right. Okay.
So the boxes would, you know, break a little bit, and then people weren't sure if the items inside were damaged. So what we actually done is we designed a biodegradable bag. So it's 100% compostable. You put it in the bin and it will just degrade over time.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that is just to protect the items inside, really, because they're not going to get wet, and we can then just, you know, send them out over the winter without having to worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will still get one of these boxes when you order from us, and if it's that important to you, just let us know and we'll send you a box.
Yeah, I've just redone the studio bit behind me, and I was trying to find space to put the orange box on, but I'm glad you've got it on from there, so people know.
Yeah.
So you're kind of, I think your biggest, obviously through your online service. So is most of your most of your services done through like Instagram and kind of TikTok and things? How are you finding engaging with communities online?
Yeah, it's a mixture of things. So our main channel is Instagram. So it's just AirDrop Golf on Instagram. And I think on there we've got about 10,000 followers. Okay, so good. You know, we've got a few on there. We've got a few on TikTok, a few on Facebook. And then what we tend to do there is we put like funny golf clips, or we tell you about what's happening with the box. There's some golf tuition stuff on there. So it's a complete mixture of things. But you know, one of the things we encourage people to do, especially if we post a box, for example, is to reply to us and let us know what they think about it. You know, we're constantly after feedback from people because that's how we improve.
Yep.
You know, I've had customers that have literally messaged me and said, I want this. And I've gone back to the developer the same day, changed it, and then it's sorted.
Yeah.
So that's quite good fun. I mean, some of the other stuff we do is like when we got active subscribers, obviously we do a few extra things for them. So, for example, on the Masters, when it happened, we had a free sweepstake, and we had all the different players, and then we had different rewards based on who you picked. So, for example, Scotty, you know, he was the favourite, wasn't he? So anybody who picked him got 5% off the next box.
All right, okay, that's good.
Yeah, and that's free entry, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you pick someone else, like maybe Ricky Fowler or Tiger Woods, like you'll get a free Eagle box if they win.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
the ones that are a bit further down the list.
Yep, yeah. And it varied. You know, some of the second favourite, for example, was a free golf towel, and then it was gloves, and it was head covers. So there was lots of different things. It was just like a bit of fun for people to, for free, go pick who they want, and then they'll get some sort of prize from it.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. I think that's the way that you need to kind of go with this. You know, the kind of open engagement and the fact that, you know, people can get in touch with you. They're not just emailing a company, right? So a big supplier, they email a big supplier, it's some robot potentially that answers the question for them. They're not getting that kind of tailored service. Whereas if they've got a question and they put something in the comments boxes in Instagram, they're coming to you and you're answering the question for them. And as you said there, if they're not happy with one particular thing, you can change that. So they've got that definite kind of personal tailored service to for the money that they're paying. So yeah, I think it's definitely a great idea. It definitely gives people a bit of a change from the norm. As I said, my friend had put me on to you. He had his first box, really happy with it. He's just taken delivery of his second box now.
Nice.
And when I was telling him you were coming on, and he was like, right, well, I'm due to get my box on whatever day it is, so hopefully it comes. So I think it came for him today. So yeah, that's a couple. You've got some very happy customers over this side already. So yeah, it's just really, I suppose, if there's anything else we can do to help you grow this, then by all means get back in touch with us. So
yeah, really appreciate it.
As I said, I've recorded a kind of unboxing video, and we will be releasing that as well. But anybody that's got any questions for you, just hit you up on email, or they better getting you on Instagram. What's the best way to do that?
Either. So the email address would be airdropgolf@gmail.com, and then that will come to me directly. So use that one. Yeah, like I said, some of my subscribers will just message me, and some of them will even say, look, I need a pair of shorts. Can you make sure my box can have shorts in this month? Right. And we'll do what we can, because we're that size that we're a little bit smaller, we can do it. Whereas if you're a massive company, you just sort of get what you're given.
You get what you're given. No, I definitely not from you, not from Airdrop Golf.
No. We will tailor things, but I'm saying other companies that are bigger.
Yeah.
That that you can be a bit restricted. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they'll get it from there. Well, no, that's perfect. I mean, like I said, it was good to get you on, get a bit of a chat, find out about other golf businesses that are out there. We'll get the reviews up and things like that. So go and check out AirDrop Golf, airdropgolf.com, but it's on Instagram. I have watched your kind of the videos and things that you've got on the kind of TikTok channels and the Instagram one. So there is some good wee tips here and stuff. And you're a player off of 5, so you know what you're talking about with some of the tips and tricks that you put on. Yeah, more so than me. I wouldn't listen to anything any tips I ever give. So so thanks for coming on. It was really, really good to speak to you. And feel free to come back on again if you've got anything coming up in the future. Give us a shout. You're more than welcome to come back on again. All right.
Well, I've got an interesting thing coming up in the future, but we'll touch on that. A new product coming, so we'll touch on that another time.
Right. You know what we talk about now? Or you want to keep it
No,
for
we can
next
talk
time?
about next time.
We'll talk about it next time. Right. Okay. Cliffhangers. I like a cliffhanger. Right. Take care, Wayne. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers.